Hello everybody, my name's David, you can call me Rev, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. In the last time, we basically heard Urianger's decision. He's going to stay on the moon. And we now are back on Aetheris, where we are now recounting our journey on the moon to everybody. And so, I was going ahead and head into the main hall so that way we can actually bring all of the other Scions up to speed. All right. Honestly, I was about to say, this session's been a nice little change of pace from the roller coaster that was the previous one. And I'm having a good time. But like I said, I thought the moon, the second half, went on for a little bit. Oh yeah, I forgot about Asinian. Oopsie. Sorry to keep you all waiting. Not at all. I understand you've been quite busy. Will Urianger be joining us? Duty keeps him away, I'm afraid. Though Vinder can explain why better than I. Yeah, I was about to say, Urianger basically is working tirelessly to do what he can. You know, making our one failsafe. The final days, as befell Armorat. And we are to escape via the moon? What of the source and its reflections? I have no intention of standing by while the world falls to ruin. So, how do we stop this? Unfortunately, we have no answers at present. If the celestial currents have grown stagnant, as was the case in the time of Amarat, the solution would be to alter the flow of ether throughout the entirety of the star. The ancients accompanied this by summoning Zodiark, sacrificing half the star's population in the doing. But it should go without saying that such a sacrifice cannot be repeated, which leaves us with the daunting task of identifying the underlying catalyst for the final days, a feat which even the Almorantes could not accomplish. Unfortunately, we found no clues in Mar Lamatorium. There's still so much we don't know about the catastrophe itself, let alone what may have caused it. The final days were marked by the corruption of the Almorantes' creation magics, but we command no such power, which invites the question: what havoc is in store for us? If we knew that much, perhaps we can draw some parallel with the events of the past and thereby form some semblance of a plan. Perhaps we should start with the Forum then. Having worked with the Lopriests in secret all this time, there's surely more they can tell us. Forgive the interruption, but I have important news. The Forum is holding a public assembly in the plaza outside, some form of announcement. What is Father up to now? There's only one way to find out. What could he be up to now, Mr. Fortuneau? Yeah, I learned his name now. I'm getting there. Oh, this is voiced. Okay, I'll shut up. Kind of. Oh, look at the Rogadin over there.
Order, I say.
No one was talking.
I thank you all for gathering here on such short notice.
I think it's very fitting that we're doing
we
this at
must
nighttime as
speak
well.
of grave affairs and their implications for the future of Charlian, nay, of this very star. Said affairs concern all citizens, and so we have called for a public assembly. You may have heard rumors of the Telophoroi and the havoc these madmen wreak abroad. Under normal circumstances, we would pay little heed to petty disturbances outside our borders. The final days, however, are another matter altogether.
Okay, are they going to choose to blame us?
For we dare not ignore these prophetic words of Eld. The Endbearers will come, ushering chaos and calamity. The final days descend and devour the very star.
I've never heard this prophecy.
Is it true? Will all that really happen?
Calm yourselves. The time has come to speak of the Forum's most sacred duties. But first...
Are you referring to us? I don't think we want to hear that.
Give voice to the voiceless. Let bindings be unbound. By unanimous decree, I declare the enchantment broken.
God, the whole idea of that spell like being enacted on them in the first place is still super creepy. So watching it being broken was like, geez.
Master Leveilleur, if you
Leveilleur.
would.
Very well. "270 years ago, our forebears began an expedition in the Dravanian hinterlands, in search of a route to access the ethereal sea. This much is public knowledge. Their findings, however, would become the Forum's most closely guarded secret. What those researchers discovered in the hinterlands was not a passage unto the ethereal sea, but the very heart of our star, and Hydaelyn herself."
Oh. So they found
She spoke to
Hydaelyn.
them of a calamity that would extinguish all life, and of a means by which we might be spared. The moon. 'Tis in truth a gargantuan vessel built to serve as sanctuary for her children and deliver them from this doom. Much like Nunkref's hope in ages past, it will bear the people of a world in the throes of death to a new home.
Needless to say, this will be no small undertaking. To facilitate the great work, the Forum has maintained close contact with the servants of Hydaelyn, who presently reside on the moon.
The Brodies.
Convinced that the foretold end was all but inevitable, we began amassing a wealth of knowledge, not merely for the betterment of our nation, but in preparation for the journey to come.
You reveal this to us now? By the gods, how long do we have?
We don't know.
While we cannot say with certainty, we believe the hour to be nigh. We received a transmission from the moon suggesting as much not long ago. Which is why we must in earnest begin preparations for the great exodus.
I'm so
For
glad I
his
saved this for the
impressive
following episode.
contributions and the leadership he demonstrated during our withdrawal from Dravania, we have elected Master Leveilleur to oversee this initiative.
Fellow scribes and scholars, my countrymen, we face a threat of unprecedented scale. We must challenge the trials before us with composure and conviction if we are to find salvation. The wisdom of Sharlayan has ever been a shining beacon in the darkness, and so it shall continue to be. It is our solemn charge to see our heritage preserved for future generations. For those who will come after, we will brave a new frontier.
Administrative edicts will be relayed to all major institutions ere long. In the meantime, carry on with your duties. With that, I hereby call this assembly to a close.
I feel like this is gonna lead to the word being spread around across the world because this is a public assembly, and if people leave Charlian, which they can do, word will slowly start to gather
Mother
around.
told us when we visited home? That it wasn't until after we were born that Father seemed to lose himself in his work. If that great work of his was the evacuation of this star, then...
Yes. It wasn't for his benefit. Would you mind waiting here a moment? I wish to speak with Father before we leave.
Are we gonna see this? Take your time.
Thank you. I shan't be long.
If it's all the same to you, I have a few choice words to share with Father as well.
So, come to call us cowards and bid us join your fruitless battle against the inevitable.
Nay, we do not object to the Forum's proposal. On the contrary, those who wish to flee have every right to do so. Urianger is cooperating with your associates on the moon to ensure that all is ready should evacuation be our only recourse.
Then whatever your business, I suggest you be brief.
Though we cannot boast the boundless wisdom of Charlian, we have first-hand knowledge of foreign cultures and have conversed with no small number of peoples. These experiences have taught us fundamental truths that cannot be recorded in any tome, nor charted on any map. The beating heart of this planet is its people, many of whom would give anything, even their lives, to protect the lands they love. Many may choose to join you in the end. But what of those unwilling or unable, for whom escape will never be an option? What would you have them do? To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, Father. It is indolence. This is why we choose to fight.
We'll not ask for your understanding, Father. Only that you don't turn a blind eye to the good we have done, that we can still do. We're not children in need of protection. Hold fast to your principles and let the world burn if it please. But we believe there is still another way.
I love those two so much.
And if there is, we will find it. You see if we don't.
Do as you will. Just stay out of our way.
That's the most approval we've actually gotten from him. I don't know if that, if anyone's caught that, but that is probably the most approval that we have gotten from him thus far.
Were he not so consumed with self-righteousness, he might tell you how proud he is of you both.
Bold words call for bold action. And there'll be no turning to your father should plans go awry.
As if I ever would. So long as there are those who wish to stay and fight for this star, we have to do what we can to help them.
I wonder.
And if we're to do that,
I have a
we'll need to be
theory.
well rested. Wouldn't you agree? Having triumphed over what we once thought to be the source of all evil, I can think of no one in greater need of at least a dozen winks.
I'm so glad, like I said, I keep saying, I'm honestly incredibly
Shall we
glad
then?
that
To the annex.
they give
to
my
prepare for
character break.
tomorrow.
I like how it's daytime now. It started at 9 and worked today, and I thought that was actually like really good. And then now it's daytime. It's like, all right, guys, time to go to sleep. Like what? Huh? Either way, let's go ahead and head back over to the Baldestian Annex, where we're finally going to take a second break after all the madness that was all the stuff from the tower, like from waking up in our back in our own bodies, all the way back to, well, now. Crowd tells me the forum made a rather momentous announcement, so there should be great exodus, is there? I reminded my narrow escape from the Isle of Val, the realization, the running, the mixture of relief and regret after. Why me, I asked myself. Why me? Why us? Why now? Why wonder? There's no use fretting over the cosmic mortality or morality or lack thereof. We're here, and we'll get through this together. And who knows? Maybe my luck will rub off and grant everyone a narrow escape. There's no harm in praying for as such. As much. Oh, but enough of my rambling. I'm sure you're exhausted. Chamber awaits. I'm ready. I was gonna say, I hope my character's ready for this nap. He deserves it. Thank you, game, for fast forwarding. Get back to night. He's gonna get horror movie vision. Visitors coming at your door. Who could it be? Oh no! Don't make me pick. Don't make me pick. Oh, you can't be serious. I didn't prepare for this. All right. I'm gonna go with Thancred.
Evening. I hoped you hadn't crawled beneath the covers just yet. If you'll indulge me for a moment, I have a favor to ask.
All right, shoot. Come on in.
Don't worry. Nothing desperate or dire, if that's what you were wondering. Not yet. You know, we may have quite literally entered our final days. The ancients went so far as to call it that for a reason. If so, then everything we did for Reen, for the first, will have been meaningless. And I can't accept that. I just can't. My mind won't allow for the possibility. And that could be a problem. When we're in the thick of it, I don't know if I've got it in me to be pragmatic this time. To run, even if running's the right choice. The only choice. So if you see me turning a blind eye to the harsh reality, beat some sense into me, would you? I trust you and the other Scions with my life. And I'd like to think the feeling is at least occasionally mutual.
Occasionally. No, the feeling's definitely mutual,
And I
man.
never forgive myself if my stubbornness put them in danger. Gods, listen to me. Beginning to sound like the father I never had. So, can I count on you to keep me in line? I can think of no one else more eminently qualified.
Of course. You know, my universal,
Excellent.
statement of yes.
Now I can breathe a bit easier. Which isn't to say that I will, given what we're up against. Let's keep this little chat our secret. I'd rather not have anyone scolding us for burning the midnight oil.
Of course. That was wholesome. I knew he was going to at least bring up the first. That's why I wanted to, that's part of the reason why I picked him. Gratio was gonna be my second choice. Oh no.
Thank the gods that tower is gone. The sight of it was enough to make me sick.
Thank the Ilsebar contingent, more like. Word is, they fought their way into Garlemald and toppled the bloody thing themselves. Not just the one, neither. All the towers have up and vanished.
Aye, I heard the same. Commander Aldin and his troops helped keep casualties to a minimum, too. But is it true they brought back tempered Garlean soldiers?
As Commander Aldin tells it, they've a treatment for that now. But don't you worry. Cured or not, they've no plans to bring them into the city proper.
I see. Well, that's a relief then. I know we've brothers and sisters among the lot, but I can't say I'm eager to welcome them home.
Wait, who's that?
Wanted to think about it for a while yet. They're to be looked after in Alagana for the time being.
Oh. Euless? What that? Okay, Ishgard? So what's happening? Wait, that was the guy from Charlian.
Another day, another commission of paramount importance.
Aaronville.
Well, what have we here?
He walked a little funny. I wouldn't go near him.
Hey, are you all right? Was that? No. The shadows play tricks, nothing more.
I wouldn't discount that, homie.
The towers are gone, and the Garlean threat is abated. Yet, why does it feel as though it's about to get much, much worse?
Because you'd be right. Because the end of the world is coming. This is some big old horror movie energy. Okay. This guy's a flame. I think that should be saved for next time, guys. I've been trying to keep these episodes a little bit shorter, but still story packed. So, thank you guys all so very much for watching today's episode of Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. If you guys have not already, In the description below is all my socials, as well as the Discord that I host. Anyways, I hope to see you guys all in the next one.